Health headlines. Scripps researchers are working on a new sleep study to help understand cognitive decline in women ages 55 and older. With me now to talk more about this is Dr. Stuti Jaiswal, a Scripps researcher. Thank you so much for being here with us today at Fox 5. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Talk a little bit about this study and how do you measure the results for something like this?
Sure. We are really, in our group, we really focus a lot on digital research studies. So we like to have studies that can outreach, to anybody in the United States. You don't have to live near a research center or a big university or anything like that. So this study is designed to reach women everywhere in the U.S. We want to measure their sleep using an activity tracker. And we are giving them cognitive tests on a mobile app. So we are trying to measure this over a long period of time. And so what we're looking for specifically in this is looking at how the cognition changes in these women as time goes on. But importantly, we want to see how sleep changes along with that. And so when we look at sleep, it's not just sleep duration, but kind of what your sleep consistency is. So I mean, people really have like a sleep pattern. They might have more sleep on weekends, less sleep during the week, or maybe they're just very variable. So we think that those sleep patterns that are built from duration and consistency may be able to help maybe predict the development of any cognitive changes. And I think importantly, we don't quite know if sleep is a consequence of dementia or if sleep is something that may lead to dementia.
I mean, I don't think people even realize how important sleep is to our health in general, overall, and just normal functioning, like you said, cognitive functioning. How could these results end up helping people in the long run?
So I think if the data really shows that, sleep change precedes changes in cognition, sleep is something that you can intervene on. I mean, it's not necessarily easy, but I mean, you can make changes in your sleep habits, right? If you have a goal to prevent something like that, or if you're trying to get your health better, I mean, it's something you can change. It's not something that is, genetic or permanent. So that would really be the goal, is to try and improve that and then maybe have prevention. And I mean, honestly, you're right. It's just so many aspects of your health are impacted by sleep.
And that's the thing. What's interesting too, I guess, is the fact that, sleep, it's about the quality of sleep. Like how deep are you sleeping? And you can sleep for 8 hours, but if it's bad sleep, it doesn't matter.
Yes, and actually it's so funny because people could sleep the same way, and one person may feel like they were totally refreshed, and another person may say, oh, I just had the worst sleep, and it could be the same pattern, the same number of hours, same number of times of awakening. And so people have a very different subjective response to what their sleep is.
Obviously, we know that it does affect your cognitive ability. When you don't sleep well, you just don't quite connect the dots as quickly.
For sure.
I guess, in your opinion, do you really think that there may possibly be a cause, like in terms of dementia?
So it's hard to say. I mean, the data is very mixed. So we certainly know a large percentage of dementia patients have impaired sleep. So if you think of, people who sundown, maybe are napping all day long, get more confused at nighttime, things like that. I mean, some of that is an impaired sleep pattern. And there are different things that also might contribute, like how fragmented your sleep is. But I think it's really hard to say which one comes first right now.
Is there something that people can do to improve sleep?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a big question, but are there things that we can do each day to just give ourselves just a better night's rest?
One of the biggest things that I'd have to say, and I hate to say it, but it's screen time. Like having light from devices or having like a TV on that's really bright. It really, tells your brain it's not time to sleep yet, so you kind of need like a dim light, like a really calm atmosphere. Temperature matters, especially now in summertime, right? So a cool environment. But I would say one of the biggest things that we're seeing is that people who have a lot of screen time before bedtime, especially like children or teenagers, it does impair their sleep at night. So it could actually help you get better sleep. And don't sleep with a lot of light on. Like if your TV's on at night, probably turn that off and,
So change the routine just a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you looking for people to participate?
Yes, absolutely. We are looking for women who are 55 and older who would be willing to wear an activity tracker for as much as they can over a 3-year period, answer some questions each month, and then every 9 months take a cognitive test. It's not very long. So it's very much a passive study in a way, and we're not trying to be very intrusive in people's lives, but we definitely are looking for people to contribute.
All right. We will put a link on the website for viewers out there who are interested in joining this study. Thank you, Dr. Jaiswal. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for coming in. It's definitely something to think about, and we need to start changing the way we try to go to bed.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.